All right, welcome back to another edition of the Internet Nobodies podcast, where we're here to talk about our lovely convention stories this week. And let's see, who do we have in our hotel room this week?
Hi, I'm Pete, and for the love of God, please take a shower. I mean it.
Hi, I'm Ariel, and it is 3 a.m. on Saturday, and I'm still sewing my cosplay.
Hi, I'm Dale, and I got that ice-cold water.
How much is it?
Would you believe me, for the low price of $1, you can also stay hydrated.
Whoa.
Hi, I'm Terrell. I'm Mixmaster 3000 and trying not to laugh at that last one.
And I'm Freddie, and I have the Yowie paddle of power. So let's get into this convention story, shall we?
Fucking run.
Oh my god, I had so many flashbacks.
Welcome to the Flashback episode.
Holy shit. Well, like, probably the quickest segue ever. Holy shit, like, just remembering how quickly that became a meme, and actually being there when it started becoming a meme was the greatest thing ever.
Oh yeah, for context, at Otakon in Maryland, there was it 1 or 2 years? Because I think he came back the next year.
He was there.
He was there for 3 years that I went.
Oh man, there was a guy with a megaphone, shirtless.
He was always there when
Yeah.
I went. I'm pretty sure I've only gone to Otakon like 3 or 4 times, and every single time he was there.
Yeah.
He definitely wasn't
He
there.
was already a meme before that.
He definitely wasn't there the first time. But yeah, it was this guy, this shirtless man with a megaphone, just constantly yelling, "I got that ice cold water, and it's only $1." And just over and over, and that's all you heard, like, the entire weekend.
I got that ice,
cold.
I got that ice cold water.
Yeah, it was spectacular.
Like, as
Very
I've been
out of
saying
the
for the past, like, week or so recently, because of bullshit happening to me, you gotta respect the hustle. That man had a strong hustle, and it's catchy as shit.
Also, his water was like cheaper than everybody else's who wanted $5.
Of
Oh,
course
yeah.
it is.
Yeah. Well, he's probably been, like, from what I've been told, is that he's been around that convention center every time a convention goes off, so he's probably well aware of the fact that, like, all the other, like, quote-unquote street vendors are selling their drinks for, like, $3, $4, $5, and he's like...
Jacked up.
Yeah, bro, that's the catch.
Yeah, and he's just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna sell this for $1.
I mean, he's probably getting that water for a nickel.
And also,
Who knows where it's from?
Otakon takes place in the middle of the summer in Baltimore.
Or used to.
Damn, do you... Oh, really?
It's not
Oh yeah,
Baltimore anymore.
Otakon's in DC now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It's been
right.
moved a few years ago.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. It used to be there, though.
Wait, I remember Otakon specifically because that's where I met Terrell the first time. In person.
Yep.
That's also where I met Terrell the first time in general.
Oh yeah, we did meet at Otakon. Holy shit,
Yeah.
I met like a lot of people at Otakon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were in the
I've never
game
been to
room.
Otakon.
You missed out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, the only thing you didn't miss out on was the lines.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lines,
LineCon.
yes.
Yeah, Otakon was
LineCon.
LineCon.
I thought Comic-Con was LineCon.
Oh,
That's the line
Yeah.
con. This is just a line con.
this one year at Otakon almost felt like it could have topped Comic-Con handily. Because of just how delayed everything was, like, shit was just going wrong that one year. I'll give them the
yeah,
benefit of the doubt.
That year where
Oh,
they fucked up all the
oh.
badge stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Because
There's a lot of shit that can go wrong at conventions, and we've definitely had our fair share of them.
yeah,
Yes. So speaking of Otakon, does anyone remember who was there? The fire.
oh, the year where one guy pulled the fire alarm and the whole entire convention center void
Yes.
of like 299 people or 229,999 people wanted to beat up
Yes.
one guy. Yeah,
Yes, that
I
one.
think I remember that.
because
I remember hearing. I was not there for that.
I was
that
in the
year
middle of
had
the
a
dealer's room.
yeah, that
Oh.
year had the up count of like at least 30,000 people, maybe 31,000 people, and I was literally just coming back from my hotel Because that was the first year I took my uncle to Otakon. I don't think he's been to it, so I was like, yeah, he paid for the hotel. Me and him went. So I went back to the hotel room to go grab some shit, and on my walk back, I just see a fuck ton of people in cosplay. I'm like, what the fuck happened? I was like, they're probably out here for photo shoots, because some of the hotels around in the Baltimore area near the convention center has a couple of decent places that you can take photos
Yeah.
at. But the closer and closer I got to the convention center, the more and more people I saw outside of the convention center. I was like, all right, something's wrong. So either I need to not
It's like,
go in
who
there.
got shot?
That was one of the thoughts I had. So I was like,
Because
either I don't go
when you're down
there.
in Baltimore, it's very possible.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. But no one's gonna fuck with anybody in cosplay at like that convention center around that time of year. I've been told things where people have avoided shit. But yeah, so I get there and it's just everybody's outside the convention center. I mean, like everybody is outside that convention center. And like by the time I got there, I was like, what the fuck happened? So I poked some dude who was walking by me. I was like, yo, what happened? Like, I'm just going back there. Did I miss something? He's like, yeah, some asshole pulled the fire alarm. I was like, was there a fire? Nah. I was like, he was just being an asshole. I was like, all right, well.
So you're saying everyone actually evacuated?
Yes.
Oh yeah, everybody
Yeah.
actually evacuated. Like,
I mean, it
You
took us
have
a little
to.
bit in the dealer's
Legally,
room.
you have to.
Did anyone evacuate for the MagFest one? Like, I've heard, like, some stories.
I did one
No.
year. I had to. I think it was MagFest. Might have been Katsucon one year. I just remember it being really cold, me going outside and going, fuck, I forgot my jacket.
I remember, what was it, like was it last year or the year before, where in the middle of the night while we were sleeping it went off?
2 years
Yeah,
ago.
that was 2 years ago.
That one was funny because like I had just fallen asleep and the alarm went off, and the thing is the alarm in our room was just above the heating AC unit, so I thought that was the thing making the noise. So I jumped out of bed and started hitting all the buttons in a panic. Because I'm like, oh god, what did I do? Because in half asleep, Pete doesn't know what's going on.
Meanwhile, I went to bed drunk. Like, I literally just drank and then went to sleep. And because of that, like, as soon as the alarm went off, I remember hopping out of bed. I went straight to the bathroom because, I was drinking. And then I come back to the room, and everyone is like, I'm still half asleep. I don't even know what happened. I just know the fire alarm went off. And I just remember, like, my hands out, like I'm in T-pose as I'm walking across the room, just going, I don't know what time it is, but I'm still wonky. And then I just dropped back into bed.
I think that was probably still in the span of me like traveling between like my house and MagFest. So I don't know if I experienced that, but I do remember that happening. So I think
No, you were in our room because I remember you and me like
right.
it was almost like a cartoon where we stuck our head out the door and just our heads looked left and looked right, and we just see one other person do the same thing, just stick their head out, and we're just like, hey, was that the fire alarm? And he's like, I think so. And I'm just like, you think we should do anything? He's just like,
nah. And we were like, okay. And we just went
And then
back. Yeah, that's right.
and we just pull our heads back into our rooms.
Because didn't you and me come back from trying to find like room parties that year, and then that shit happened?
I don't know. I mean, we try to find room parties every year, so it's very likely.
But I think this was the one where we tried to find room parties, but then like we went up to one floor, and I walked out the elevator, looked to my right, saw one of the hotel staff dudes there, and I saw like the glimpses of security walk right past him, and I just stood in the elevator. And you guys like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm holding the elevator.
Year. Yeah, that was the year that all the parties were being shut down.
Yeah.
At MagFest?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the year they started shutting down parties like hardcore. Like they used to not really care, but now I'm assuming because of the destruction the hotel has received from not even Archon. Archon's pretty respectful,
Yeah.
but like Katsucon is just a bunch of children, so they like punch holes in the wall and spray paint the stairwell, and they ruined it for everybody.
Yeah, there are images from Katsucon that I've come across where it's just like you'll see a whole entire fucking floor, like hallways flooded. Multiple exit signs have been smashed. The stairwell is just
it's because they're children. It's literally a convention that is like kind of catered to children.
Yeah,
it's like
and also
teenagers.
I've been told Katsucon is a big cosplay.
It is.
Yeah,
It
it's
is,
a
yeah.
huge
But
cosplay event in and of itself. Like the events aren't. I don't
remember I
light,
remember a
but
picture of a hole punched into a wall, and someone wrote "One Punch Man was here" above it.
that's
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably
I
the
saw
same
Yeah, I
that.
year.
remember that.
It's probably the same year
Yeah,
I saw that
that
they
was
had let out a
Katsu.
hallway.
I mean, do people punch holes in the walls often? Like, is there more than one instance that's happened?
I've heard
There's
of.
that's like the only instance of a hole being punched, but heard like people have like ripped off like the wall lights and pushed in
Yeah.
doors, and it's like a range of destruction. You can't just pinpoint
That's
to
so
one.
fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The
and
Gaylord's such a nice hotel. Like,
yeah.
stuff
Oh, it's
there.
gorgeous.
It's like, why are you
Yeah.
destroying the place that is housing us for this glorious event?
God, I just want to live there.
it's the wild thing about that though is also the timing of it all. Like MagFest happens first in January, relatively speaking, depending on whatever the hell's going on. Talking about recent events, and then you have February, which tends to be when Katsucon hits. And I went
This
one
was the
time.
year that it was reversed, though.
Did Katsu happen?
KatsuCon happened. No, you're right. Sorry,
Yeah.
that was a few years ago.
Okay.
That was the first year that we went with Ariel that it was swapped, where KatsuCon happened the week prior, and then
Right.
MagFest
Yeah, I
happened.
remember
Yeah.
that because that was like I think the first MagFest I went to.
That sounds
And-
insane.
Yeah.
Like, I bet people, like, just stayed the week.
Oh, they
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
totally.
They 100% did.
God, I kind of wish I was in on that. That sounds like so much fun.
I almost did
I mean,
that,
you know, if you had enough money for that, then yeah.
Yeah.
but I hate.
I mean,
Katsucon.
at that point, I would probably like rent a hotel room for the weekend of Katsu, and then like during the week stay at a shitty motel, and then
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and then come
Yeah.
back and rent out another room for MagFest.
yeah, a different room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Um,
I want to ask, what was everyone's first convention?
Anime USA
Oh.
back in 20. Ooh, hold up. I was 16 at the time. All right, keep going.
Where
I gotta do
was
some
that?
math.
Mine was Icon, and I'm gonna say I was probably maybe like. I feel like it was maybe like 2004 or 2005 because that was around when the 2003 Ninja Turtle show was out.
Yeah,
2008.
Same
It
year,
was
2005 Icon.
I think Icon 2011.
Mine was the New York Anime Convention back when it was like still a thing. It wasn't Big Apple Anime; it was the one that came after.
New York Anime
Like,
Fest. One
Yeah,
with
and
Comic Con.
NIAF, that's what it was. Yeah, but just before Comic Con came in and was like, you know what, this is ours now,
And
then
absorbed
kicked
it.
us out. No, yeah,
Yeah. I remember you guys being like, "Oh, it was the best," and now Comic Con took over, and I'm like, I really like Comic Con though.
I mean, I don't really care for Comic Con anymore.
Yeah,
it's
same.
too
Me
crowded.
neither.
Like it was
God, I
fine at
hate that
first,
one.
like because it was pretty similar, because you know it wasn't that crowded, but it had more diversity of like fan stuff, and I like that. But now it's just a shadow of what a convention is.
Like, honestly, my favorite years of New York City Comic Con was the years when I worked there, like at a booth. So, like, I would just work at the booth, and then on my breaks, I could walk around the dealer's room. But then that was it. Like, I wouldn't have to deal with, like, any of the other bullshit. Like, that was
Yeah.
all I needed.
Was the dealer's hall?
Yeah, I worked at the, I forgot. It was just like a clothes brand because I knew someone who like just helps run booths and stuff. So she'd be like, "Hey, you want to like come work for the weekend?" And so like she would just like give me constant breaks, just like, "Hey, no one's here. You want to like walk around the dealer's room?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." And like, I would get a free pass to the con because I was working there, and I would just walk around, maybe buy a thing or two, and then go back to the booth, and didn't have to deal with anything else. I just don't think it's worth the money and like the stress, and it's way too big of a con. And
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
what I
it's
love
not
about
it's not worth it
MagFest-
anymore.
The crowds are terrible.
Like what I love about MagFest is that was the first con that I've ever went to where I actually felt like it was just like overflowing with things for me to do, stuff that I was interested in.
And it's
like,
never and it never closes. It's like once it starts, it doesn't stop until it's over.
Yeah, it's like even people who don't frequent conventions, when I tell them about MagFest, they're like, "That sounds amazing." It's a magical
Yeah, because it's
time.
not just a con. It's lots of video games and parties and concerts.
Music,
So my.
dancing.
There's an arcade that's always open.
It's a literal. It's in the name. It's a literal fucking festival.
Yeah. The Music and Gaming Festival. The more you know.
It's like, as much as I liked my times at Otakon and like the 2 times I went to Anime USA, I don't think I've been to a convention that I can say felt more like home, like MagFest.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, how about this? On three, let's all just say our favorite convention. 1, 2, 3.
MagFest.
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 Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm trying to remember what other conventions we've been to.
I've
I know
gone to
Anime
Magfest.
Next. I remember.
I used to frequent, I used to frequent Anime Next. That was
Anime
where I
Next,
would go
yeah.
meet like the Ninja Turtle voice actors and
Oh,
stuff.
I used to go to Anime Next all the time until they moved to Atlantic City.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I think
think-
I'm
I
the
will-
person here with the least convention experience, but like.
I feel like
party
Freddie and
the
I are
fuck
the
hard.
ones with the most.
Yeah, there was one point in time I was going to like a convention or two every month
That's
Damn.
awesome.
I
because
think
I was doing a podcast called Congo at the time, and we were just going there interviewing guests and people who were there.
Nice.
With,
I think my record for conventions in a year is 7 or 8.
I think mine's
those-
like 3.
Mine
Yeah,
is.
I literally probably go like maybe 3 at most, but I think for the past few years it's been like just MagFest and maybe one more.
Yeah,
I think-
for me
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
that's what
one
it's
or
come
two
down
a year.
to.
I think one of my favorite stories from Anime Next was we went to the rave, and then as we're leaving, a certain someone's like, "Guys, I'm just gonna go break into the pool real quick. I'll be right back." And
Who could that have been?
I don't know. So we're all just hanging out in Freddie. No, was it Freddie's van? No,
No, it was
No,
Pete.
it was the
was
certain
her van.
someone's van. And
It was the person who left.
yeah, and we were all waiting for that jackass, and eventually we started getting worried because we saw cops showing up for something, and we're like, man, we should go check on him. So finally, someone left to go get him, and Pete's like, oh, I forgot.
We're not even pretending it's
Yeah,
just someone
it's
else. Yeah, so after the rave ended, I hopped the fence to jump into the pool, and I overhear somebody in the distance just go, "That guy knows what's up." And I just, the next thing I see is like a ton of people hopping the fence with me, and then everyone jumped in the pool, and we're just like hanging out, playing volleyball, and someone brought like a box of taquitos to share with everybody at the party, and I just go, "Where'd you get the taquitos?" And he says, "You don't question where the taquitos come from, you just eat the taquitos." And I said, "That's a fair argument." And then that it was like the rave ended around like 2:30. I was there for like an hour, almost an hour and a half. It was like almost 4 a.m. And I was like, all right, guys, it's been fun, but I kind of gotta go. And this one person's like, "You can't go now. I'm just about to roll out the keg." And I'm like, "You guys can continue without me. I got responsibilities."
Yeah, aka I have a van full of 7 people I need to drive back to the hotel at 3
I
in the
didn't tell them
morning.
that. I just said I had stuff to do.
I hate you.
Oh, also someone found random tree people. It was like that were just like hanging out in the woods, and they joined us as well.
Wow.
Jesus.
And then I came back, and as I was coming back, we ran into our friend Kevin, who was just like, "Where have you been?" And I'm just like, "I was partying." and I and then we all got back, and the sun was coming up as I went back to bed.
The Tostitos thing reminds me of, this was one time I was coming back from, I guess it was New York Comic Con. I was on the subway, and this guy just randomly had a gigantic Rice Krispie bar. Like, when I say gigantic, I mean like arm's length kind of gigantic.
I've seen those.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
And just he opens it up on the subway, and like, you know, it's filled with cosplayers and congoers and like a few normal people, and he's just like, "Hey, I want a piece," and it's just like this community Rice Krispie just passing it around. And it's like, I just love in general, that's what the con energy is. It's just a community.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, sure, we have our occasional assholes, like the one guy who pulled the fucking fire alarm. But like,
I mean, every community has those.
yeah,
though.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say every community has their assholes. There's a
Ours
fair
is like the
amount of
most
them.
loving, accepting.
Yeah, there's a fair amount of them in every community, but like in terms of like the convention scene, I have never seen like a group of people show up for one specific thing, or in some cases more than one specific thing, depending on the convention, and just turn into one giant ass family. It's just a bunch. It's just a one giant ass dysfunctional family.
It's like it's the same concept as like, you go into the MagFest elevator and everyone's partying and everyone's having a good time, or like you go to a rave and like you just meet a bunch of new friends just dancing.
Oh, that's such
Like,
a segue I have to play off of it. So for MagFest, because you mentioned elevator and people just being in them and just being chill,
elevator parties.
it wasn't just an elevator party.
Elevator
Me
party.
and my friend
Elevator
John.
party.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we started one of those too. Oh no, me and my friend John. This is like his first MagFest I took him to. It was like 3 years ago, I want to say. Me and him hop in the elevator and we're riding down to go do something. And as the elevator we hop in had three guys, and one of them is playing on a ukulele, and they are singing a Waluigi version of Hallelujah. We
Oh my
stayed in that
God, I know that
elevator
song.
for the ride down, up, and then down again. And we sung with them, and every time people came in, you got more people singing that song. It was glorious.
It's always when you least expect it. I remember being in an elevator, we're like going down, like door opens, all of a sudden there's a guy with a boom box and his friend next to him, and they're singing that what's going on? And they just
And I
enter our
said,
elevator, and all of a sudden everyone's just singing along to it, and we're just like, well, here's our floor.
But oh my god, Pete, elevator party. Jesus Christ, you made me remember another good
yeah.
one. I just randomly
I mean,
rolling up.
we've been. Well, I mean, we started one, but we've also been in like 3 random ones.
Yeah, that is true too. God, the energy at MagFest is just my speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like it's blasphemous that I don't know the name of it, but the call that you do at MagFest.
Oh, the Colossus Roar.
Oh no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't say oh no. I fucking love that. Like that's another like
it's fine, but when you're trying to go to bed and it's like 3 a.m. and all of a sudden you hear oh.
See, I can't recall ever hearing it in the hotel room.
Yeah.
But like that's another like example of the community thing. Like everyone just has like this like primal roar that everyone does, that you hear it, that everyone in the room does it. Like that's so like you have a fucking tribe here. It's so amazing. I love MagFest.
Reminds me of a thing. I think it's in Finland where like during finals, like students at the colleges would stick their heads out the window and just start screaming to relieve stress.
Oh, I've seen that.
It's amazing.
Now to give a little context on the Colossus thing, that's for those that don't know. That's from a arcade game for X-Men, and Colossus was a selectable character on that. I don't know if it was like for like a super thing or if you used.
It was
whatever.
one of his super
Yeah.
It
attacks.
was for one of his super attacks, he would just yell. Now the thing about this arcade game was that yell was hands down the loudest fucking thing in that goddamn game.
It's because in an arcade, every machine is trying to be the loudest and most attractive, like peacocks. So that's why that one was so loud. It's because it's like, well, now I want to play X-Men to find the source of this screaming.
I believe, it is his super, because I believe the super is he does that, and the armor just explodes off of him, and then he re-armors up.
But either way, it was the loudest thing, in not only in that game, but it was the loudest thing in that goddamn room.
Yeah.
But I don't think it really has resurfaced as the loudest thing, or if it because I haven't seen it, so I don't know if it's there anymore.
It's still
when
there,
they have it,
but
or
usually
it's
it's down.
just it's toned down. Okay, because that was the running thing is because he was so loud, everyone just spread
'cause-
his yell to the rest of the con.
Yeah.
So, full context to the listener. When you're at MagFest, you hear someone go, ah, very loud. And then that
You have
sounded
to
more
do it too.
like, but and then the rest of the room, like I'm talking echoing throughout the hotel, that's what you hear.
And God forbid a door
glorious.
is open, because it'll go from whatever room it started in, out that door, down the hallway, and up 3 floors.
As long as there's someone who responds on that floor, it's going to spread.
It was like the one time at Anime USA I went where I'm just standing by like one of the railings up on I think the 3rd floor of the convention, and I was like, fuck it, I'm bored. I just turned around, leaned over the railing, and just shouted card games on motorcycles, and that sucker went from the 3rd floor all the way down to essentially the basement level.
Jesus.
That reminds me of like I always say this is one of my favorite MagFest memories, but like it was the year that we did the Pirates from Wind Waker, and we're like high up on one of like the balconies of our hotel room, and Terrell had a spyglass, a pirate spyglass, and me as Tetra with like my pirates around me. It was Dale and Terrell. We're just like looking down at the cosplayers down below, and I was gonna be Bowser the next day, and I found like a Peach cosplayer, and I was like, ah yes, tomorrow Peach, you shall be mine. And then Dale leans over and goes, excuse me, Captain, would you like a drink? And me, like all posh, just like lowers the glass. It's like, yes, Dale, if you please.
So funny enough, I keep that thing in my car. It is literally.
You never know when you're gonna need to spy on someone.
I mean, look, with my job, it might actually come in handy one day. But like, it is literally, if you're in my car on the driver's side seat, it is in that little cubby hole on the door, just hiding under like receipts and shit.
Also, I love the next day you were like, okay, that drink was really strong, but I was in character, so I just kind of powered through.
Exactly. Just I love that shit.
Oh man.
Oh, also another random cosplay story. Like I fucking love our cosplays that we do. Like I've always wanted to do group cosplays, and I'm so glad that like everyone in our group is just like, hell yeah, let's do it.
We're down for it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we've always like joked about it, and like it just never happened because we shot.
We never actually know what we want to do.
Yeah, we shot too high for the moon, and yeah.
So yeah, I love that about us. Just saying. But so like I wanted to say another one of my favorite con moments is all of us as the Koopalings when we went to the Nintendo photo shoot.
Oh, we shut that
like
bitch down. We shut that bitch down.
Because we were late.
We come fashionably late, and like the photo shoot is like all the way down this gigantic hallway, and we turn this corner, and we have a long way to walk, and like from afar you see.
A couple
Freddy.
People just start turning around and looking at us like, what's that? What's going on?
Freddy feking like, 8 feet tall Bowser just like heading down the hall, and everyone's like, oh cool, yeah, Bowser's coming. And then I'm like walking next to him as Bowser Jr. and they're like, oh wait, he's got Junior with them. And slowly just like our group
keep looking around, and they're like, oh my god, all the Koopalings are here.
Just like we fan out in like V formation in the entire group of Koopas, and the whole photo shoot just goes fucking nuts. They are cheering for us like fucking power move. It was so good.
They legit told the people who were getting their photos taken at the moment that it was time for them to move because the Koopalings needed to take priority.
Yeah, cause it was like 2 Samuses who were taking pictures, and they were like, all right, after you're done, get the fuck off stage. I'm paraphrasing here, they didn't say that, but get the fuck off stage. We need to take their fucking photos.
I never found any pictures, but like I feel like because of that walk down the hall was so long, someone had to have taken our picture while we were walking down.
Oh yeah,
it's very possible.
Yeah, hands down. That was probably the best.
That was such a good moment.
Yeah, that was like the best moment for us as the Koopalings. Was that the first time we did it? The second time wasn't as hype, but people were still hella hype that we showed up like as a whole.
Yeah, that's because we were there on time.
Yeah, exactly. And we had a photo shoot previous to that, so like yo.
Yeah.
They saw us taking pictures off to the side.
There was also a lot more people there.
Yeah, there was.
Like not just like cosplayers, but people taking photos, so it was a lot more crowded.
Yeah, it's because it's at the
people were still happy to see us. Like they recognized us.
I've gotten like I think 3 people from Last Mag after that following me on Instagram, and I don't do shit on Instagram. But it's only because of the Koopaling cosplay. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I have the same thing where I don't do anything on any social media, and people will friend me on Facebook and Instagram and the Twitters, and I'm just like, that's fine, I don't care.
Yeah.
But I hope you don't expect me to do anything.
I just love when we were deciding on the pirates. I was like, I know it. I'm getting swirly glasses, and then Ariel's like, "You're swirly glasses," and I'm like, "Of course."
I feel like you said something along the lines of like, "I wear glasses, so I'm probably getting the glasses one." Because I try not to assign characters. I try to be like, who do you want to be? And normally I get a pretty, like, everyone just kind of goes, yeah, whatever. So I just like, okay, and then I give it to someone.
I like when we mentioned
I try my best to be nice about
it. Oh, no,
it.
it's the perfect character for me. I wasn't going to be
when we were
like,
we're going to do the Koopalings, though, I was like, fuck it, I'm taking Morton. No one else is taking Morton. And then
I love how someone commented on one of our things saying, "Did you have the black guy play Morton?"
I was just about to bring that up.
Asked me for it.
I was just about to bring that up because I read that on TikTok, and I was just like, I responded to that bitch hella fast too. I was like, damn straight they did. I was like, that was the easiest fucking thing ever.
I just remember you messaged me on Facebook and you just said, "Hey, anyone take Morton yet?" And like, yes, I'm gonna admit I was thinking like Terrell's probably gonna be Morton, but you came to me and you said, "Anyone take Morton?" And I'm like, "Nope."
I was.
That's like, your hands are clean. He chose it
I
on his
was-
own accord.
So the decision behind that was just like, I'm fucking lazy, and I'm already halfway there. Alright, fine, fuck it. This is gonna be so fucking simple. I just need fucking face paint. That's it.
I will say the first year we did it, I wasn't happy with mine. Because I wanted to be Roy, and our friend Rob ended up getting it, and
He did great.
He did do
Yeah.
great, but I wanted to be the one wearing those pink camouflage
Pants.
pants.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Can I just, Pete, can I just say, I fucking wish you put those stupid pants on for the TikTok? Because everyone just thinks, like, people, I get comments going, "Where's Roy?" It's like, if he wore the pants, which are like the frame of that cosplay.
I'm pretty sure I did.
No, you didn't. I have the video.
We have the
Well,
proof.
Damn it. I don't remember.
Because I was like, okay, guys, we're getting back into the cosplay, and people are like, oh, well, do we have to get into the full cosplay? I'm like, no, you don't have to.
I was.
But particularly Roy, the pants are kinda a big part of it.
Whatever. Like, if people do the math, they'll see a certain number of Koopas, and if they assign them by whoever is there, then by process of elimination, you get Roy. I just
We
did
still
math.
went viral.
Boom.
It's fine.
Yeah, did we? Jesus.
It's not hard to go viral on TikTok.
Bitch, don't even.
Bitch, I went there.
But god damn, yeah.
I'd like to see you get 1 million. I know you got a few thousand because you took a video of me
It was,
dancing.
excuse
snap.
me, it wasn't just you. It was all the Has-Been Hotel cosplayers.
Still, not
all
you.
4 of them.
It's not your content.
Yeah,
all
it's
4
not.
of them.
But you know what? I'm too lazy. If I
Okay.
actually put some effort in, I could do this.
Okay.
Watch me,
Prove
Mom.
it.
Mom, Dad, stop
Watch-
fighting.
All right.
But god, yeah, it's like when we decide on like a whole group thing though, we do show up and show the fuck out.
Yeah.
I still want to do
It's so good. Just our dynamic, like the fact that we have such a big group, all shapes and sizes. Like, we got Freddy. Freddy, you're the
he-
frame of every
I know.
He's the flagpole of our group. Like, hey, everyone meet by Freddy. As long as he's not sitting down, we'll always find him.
I remember my first icon, I met Freddy, and Jen's like, "This is Freddy. He's really tall and likes coffee." I'm like, "Okay, I am."
That sums him up very
I'm like,
well.
"I know
does.
this now."
I like how I'm extremely hard to get a hold of at MagFest now that I think
Oh
about
my
it.
god, are you?
Well, alright.
Yeah, you just run away.
I'm sorry.
Like, it's known. It's a known fact that, like, we'll just be doing shit and then be like, where's Terrell? Because you will just book it.
See,
He's got important things to do.
It's not even important things. I just get lost in the fucking chaos. It's just
excuse
like,
me, have you seen a black man? We lost our black man.
oh my god, the raves are probably the best example of that though, because it's just like I'm hanging out with people, and then the next thing you notice, you'll just see me standing next to the mosh pit, just looking at you guys, and it's like the mosh pit just fucking absorbs me. But yeah, no, as I was saying, like the prime example of that would be like anytime I'm at the rave with you guys, where it's just like I'm hanging out with you, and then 2 seconds later I'm gone, and then 2 more seconds later I just show back up like nothing happened.
I feel like I'm kind of similar in the sense that I want to be in the circle that breaks out, and so I'll follow the circle. And if
You're
you guys,
like that with parties. Like, Terrell at the raves is the one that disappears, and you're the one who's like, I'm gonna go find a party, and you just disappear for a few hours.
But yeah, Freddy,
Yeah.
were you trying to tell a story? Because it sounded like you were saying something, but then cut out.
Yeah, I was trying to say something, but my internet decided just to, go crazy.
it decided to stop you right there.
It was
us
like,
your
you don't need to
story.
tell this story.
Tell the story.
All right, so I was at this convention called Wicked Fair. I don't know if any of you ever heard of it.
Sounds cool.
Nope.
Nope.
It was a winter Renaissance fair held in a hotel in Jersey.
Sounds wicked.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And it was maybe 8, 9 o'clock at night. We're in a hotel room. We hear a lot of screaming coming from the hallway. So me and the person I'm staying with, not going to name names, we open the door, and there's 2 just naked girls just out in the hallway yelling at each other.
Nice.
2 cops come off the elevator.
Oh no.
So we're like, close the door. And I started to go look at the people because I wanted to see this. My friend goes, no, I need this. And I'm like, Okay. And then my other friend who's in the shower, she comes out and goes, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Because we said, "Oh, we could look through the hole," and she thought we were talking about looking through a hole to see her in the shower.
Oh,
So she comes out, she's like, "What are you talking about?" We're like, "No, there's 2 naked girls out in the hallway, and we want to see them get arrested."
And she's like, oh.
Yeah.
And she's like, there's about to be a third one.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh man, I feel
But,
bad for people that try to get a hold of me at conventions though, because it's like I know people are looking for me. Like a friend of mine, she was like, "I was trying to find you for this whole entire day." I was like, I was by like the mech pods, like I always am. No,
Yeah.
she was like, "No, you weren't." I was like, "What time was this?" This was like 3:30. I was like, "I think I was by the mech pods. I don't know if I was now."
when in doubt, look at the mech pods. If Terrell's not there, he
true.
might be kidnapped.
Yeah, if I'm not there, I'm either inside of one or I'm somewhere lost to the void. I don't know. MagFest is a blur for me because I tend to just go everywhere and I don't know how I get there sometimes. Because it's just like, I'm in the arcade, I'm by the mech pods, I'm in some random panel and no one else is here with me. When did I get here? Alright, fine, fuck it. And the next thing I know, I'm in a room party with Pete. Then I'm back in the hotel room drinking with the rest of y'all. Then I'm somewhere else, and then I'm passed out. And I wake up and do this shit again. It is, for me, is literally the life of eat, sleep, rave, repeat sometimes.
I mean, that's the best way to live at a con sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
more or
this
less.
past one, I definitely will. I remember like locations. Can't tell you anything that happened really at this last MagFest. I can tell you a handful of things.
Oh, I can tell you.
But anyway, digressing. But lots of drinking Thursday night. That's basically all I remember.
Yeah. I
Never
think,
again.
what was it?
Never
Anime
again.
Next. Anime Next one year. Fun thing is sometimes your friends bring along other friends to conventions, and sometimes that works out because you meet cool people like Ariel. There was an Anime Next, Pete, if you recall, where
Let's. I think I know who you're gonna
someone
say.
got-
Let's just not say names,
Yeah.
just in case.
some guy that we didn't really know got brought along, and
He's also a guy I didn't really know. He was requested to be brought along by someone else.
yeah, and this guy was just a creep and really annoying. And he also really didn't like me because the girl that he was creeping on was like staying by me to get away from him. I just remember
Yeah, I
we
know
were drinking,
who this is.
and I was like, "Hey, what was it? Like, I didn't have somewhere to sit at the table because we were playing King's Cup, and he wasn't playing. And I'm like, hey, can you take the couch so I can sit here and play? And he's like, no. I'm like, I'm gonna.
Yeah, he was a salty.
Oh, I was gonna
bitch.
break him over my knee. Just like, you salty little bitch.
Are we talking about what I think?
No,
we're talking
this is
about?
Anime
No,
Next.
yeah, no, this isn't.
Okay.
This was before we knew.
Yeah,
you.
this isn't like
Okay.
when I first encountered you at MagFest, and we have the story of Dad.
Yeah, no.
the story of Dad.
We're not. Do we want to talk
I
about
mean,
that?
I would be okay with it.
I
But yeah,
forever just use Dad as the moniker because we
no,
all
this
know.
is another story, classic story of stupid, sexy Dale getting in someone's way. Wow, I can't believe that happened twice.
Wait, what?
I guess Dale is sexier than he realized.
Wait, is this what happened then? Because I just felt like he was just salty just to be salty. He was literally a dad, though.
Are we talking about?
We're being very.
Are we talking about crab
we're
dad?
Being very.
Crab Dad.
Is that what you
I like
guys
that
call
nickname.
him?
That's what we're gonna call him for protection
Crab
of
dad.
names. So
Yeah.
We're being very cryptic. We should probably say what happened.
yeah. So Ariel, how would you like to start this story? Because this is our
This is
I
your
just think
story,
we're gonna
pretty
tell
much.
this story.
I mean, we don't have
Yeah,
to.
well, you don't
This is
have
your
to.
Story.
We just kind of segued into just.
Are you guys still friends with him?
I mean, I'm friends with him on Facebook, but I don't talk.
I
to
don't
him.
fucking know the guy.
I don't go on Facebook.
Okay,
so-
okay. Just trying to be as vague as possible.
I've only met him the one time.
How I met you guys was through this guy who you were all friends with, apparently, I guess.
Not me.
And,
I didn't know him.
and he was like, hey, you want to come to MagFest? And I was like, sure. And I met this entire group through him. And
So
this
something
was a
good
guy
came out
who
of
I
it.
went on one date with. We were friends for years. But like throughout that time I was friends with him, I had a girlfriend, and then after I broke up with that girl, I went on one date with him. And at the end of that date, so it's not even I like was leading him along, I just at the end of the day said, I think we're better off as just friends. That cool with you? And he said yes. We had a very respectful, nice, understanding conversation. And weeks, I think like weeks to months went by after that. So like, God, I would even say a year, because I broke up with her at the beginning of 1 year, and then MagFest is at the beginning of the year. So I think like a full year went by since like that date. So this convention, it's a whole friend group of guys, and this guy's so salty that I'm talking to other guys.
It's like you have to be sitting in the corner and be quiet.
It's like, one, we're not dating. Two, these are your friends who you introduced me to. I'm going to sit on the couch with Dale and talk movies with him. Like, fuck off.
I think I was the only one where he would have had to have been concerned with, because he did not know me at all. And I was literally at every fucking scene that you guys were at.
He didn't know me at all either, but I was out of commission from dying.
I need to tell that story after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
That's
we
my
can.
story.
So, like, not to, like, hijack, like, some amounts of the story, but, like, to just completely, like, skip, like, the other perspectives for the rest of the guys here, being one of which, cut to, like, the rave, where, like, at some point he leaves, and he's looking at the rest of us like, hey, can you guys watch her? And I'm kind of looking at him, and the first thought through my mind was, who the fuck is this motherfucker?
No, yeah,
Crab
like,
dancing all over the place.
That was the first red flag I got, because I was at the rave and I was dancing. I fucking love dancing. That's me at every convention. I'm just partying.
Quick sidetrack. Was that the year that the pirate brought his pet snake?
That was the first year that we met the snake guys.
Okay,
yes.
because
that was Mag Prom, yes.
I danced with that python. It was beautiful.
He came back the year after
so-
that, and I think he was there this year too.
Oh man, wish I could have
Yeah, we
seen
saw him
him.
at a different rave, and I was like, "Are you that guy that brought snakes last year?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Rock on."
But yeah,
I would have
Ariel.
been like, "Yo, is your snake single?"
But yeah, Ariel, back to what you were saying.
So yeah, like, that was my first red flag, because I think that was, I don't remember if that was like Thursday or Friday, but like,
I think that was like that Thursday
think
night
Thursday
during
was the
Mag
day.
Prom. Because we met a dude prior to that. No, we met a dude the day after that. So yeah, it was like Thursday at Mag Prom.
Okay, so like, I'm dancing, I'm making friends. There was definitely a point where I danced with Dale, like, just holding his hands and, like, you know, twisting around, twirling around, just like fun dancing. It's not like we were like slow dancing.
Yeah, we're doing like impromptu
like,
ballroom.
No one
dancing.
slow dances at MagFest. That's a
No,
crime.
there's like a lot of.
And the
grinding.
reason, like, we call this person Crab Dad is that, like, every time I'm trying to dance with people, he is, like, dad dancing, like, trying to, like, cut his way in, sidestepping, like, you know, his fists up and, like, rolling them back, like, that kind of dance.
But it's
And he's, like, just salty that I'm dancing with other people, and, like, and I'm making friends on the dance floor who are also guys, and, like, you know, I'm not, like, a slutty, like, you know, dancer at MagFest. Like, I'm just dancing, like, to rave music. It's not like I'm grinding up on people, you know what I mean? And, like, he's just, like, you know, he just goes quiet, and he's like, I'm just gonna go back to the room, and he leaves. And, like, I feel like this was the first time I actually connected with this friend group, because, like, before that I was just talking to
Crab Dad.
Okay, wrapping up the story, just like he you know, he heads out, and then it was Rob, Jen, and I guess
yeah,
Tori
I was
were
there
too.
because I was like,
Cause
"Are
you
you?"
got this? You had
Yeah,
that
because I
story.
slid up to you. I was like, "Are you okay?" And you're like, "Yeah, I'm fine." I was like, "All right, just wanted to make sure because that's weird."
Yeah, he passes you guys and goes, "Hey, just watch over her, okay?" And like all three of you approach me, like, "Hey, so what are you two, like, a thing?" No, the first thing I heard, I think Jen went, "How old are you?"
You are quite small.
I was
Let's be
just in
honest.
convention mindset. I was like, if you're here, you're clearly wise enough to take care of your own goddamn ass. So what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like, because my first thought when he said that was like, is she in trouble? Yeah, let me just. Are you good? You're
That's
good.
why
All
it's
right, I'm
dad
gone.
crab.
Bye.
My favorite thing about that was that, like, I didn't even notice him dancing. When you and I were dancing, I didn't notice him at all around us. And then afterwards, I go back to the group because I'm like, okay, I'm tired, my legs hurt. And then I go over and they're like, so that was awkward. I'm like, what? Like, crab dad dancing around you? I'm like, I didn't even notice.
So, listener, like pretty much the quick end to that story is that I'm not friends with that person anymore because he got very
Butthurt.
Possessive.
butthurt
Oh, yeah.
and possessive. Possessive is the best
Yeah.
word for it. Yes, that convention. I did not speak to him the entire ride home, and I've never spoken to him.
I have
favorite
never
part
seen
was
a
when-
man's sodium level so fucking high in my life until that day. Like I was like, because I've been to a handful of conventions, but even then, it's just like it's still relatively like I've never seen someone like that all on like gotta be here, gotta be there. Like she's me, she's with me, she's with me. It was like motherfucker. Look, my guy, calm the hell down. He's like, we're all here to have fun.
But no, my favorite part of that story is when, after the rave, we're in our hotel room, and Ariel and I are just talking, and eventually he just gets up from the bed, he's like, I need to go for a walk. And then the door closes,
Then he
and then like
leaves.
I wait like a beat, and I'm just like, okay, what is the deal with him? And Pete lying in bed, just like a mummy,
While dying.
like a vampire rising from a sarcophagus, is just like, I know, right?
When we thought he was
Yeah,
asleep.
like,
I'm just like, yeah, what was up with him?
oh my god, yeah, that was
Oh,
great.
I think I missed that moment because I probably would have been a wise
Well,
man.
that-
Yeah,
you
it was
weren't
just
in our
us
room
in
yet.
Yeah, it was our hotel room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
yeah.
definitely drove back home.
And I think like the next day, I swear to God, I think he stole my room key because I didn't know where it was, and he had two. And I'm like, can I have one of those? And he's like, no. I'm like, all right.
What the fuck?
He's
Oh,
a
I'll think I
bitch.
finished this thought earlier, but I was saying I was in my Skull Kid cosplay and I can't see in that cosplay, so like I need an escort, and that usually means someone holding my hand and dragging me through crowds and shit. So he had been holding my hand like that whole day, leading me through the con. So that probably like
Escalated things.
yeah, like made him think like, oh yeah, we're a thing, right? It's like, no,
Sweetie,
Yeah.
no.
And the other,
you're just the only person I know at this con.
and the other fun thing about that day was Pete's incident.
Oh,
So we were
Yeah.
online for an autograph.
I was just
Oh,
I
I
was just
you
with
guys.
you because I had nothing to do at the time. Like I had nothing specific.
Yeah,
to do.
Yeah, I
He-
was slightly with you guys. I remember this.
Oh yeah, because it was Super Best Friends. So,
Yeah.
yeah, of course you were there too. But Pete's like, huh. I'm like, what? He's just lifts up his shirt and he's just bleeding out of the belly button. I'm like, oh.
Oh, okay, hold on. I was wearing a red shirt and I felt my shirt being wet. And I was like, why is my shirt wet? So I lifted my shirt to look at it and I was gonna smell it to see if it was like someone spilled soda on me or something. But before I could even do that, Dale just freaks out and just goes, "Oh my god, Pete, you're bleeding out your stomach!" And I'm just like, I look down and there's blood coming out of my belly button. I'm just like, "Oh!" And Dale's like, "Should we like go to the medical station?" And we're like 5 people
Yeah.
behind, like for the autographs. I was like, "I'm sure I'll live." So, so I'm bleeding out of my stomach, and while waiting for Dale to get his autographs, because I don't know who these people are, so I'm just like, "Yeah, you go get your autograph." And
I remember I thought it was like a joke when I heard that Pete was bleeding out of his
Oh, no, it was dead
Think about
serious.
No,
hearing
yeah.
that
Yeah.
sentence and you're just like, who the fuck, what?
Yeah, no.
yeah, I've never heard or seen
that
anything like
real?
that before. So to have that happen to me out of nowhere scared the shit out of me, but at the same time, it didn't hurt. Like it felt like nothing was wrong.
So I got the autographs, but then I forgot that Pete was bleeding. I started talking to one of the developers of Spooky's House of Jump Scares, and then at some point, Pete's like, Dale, hospital? I'm like, oh, right. I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to go. My friend's bleeding out of his belly button. See ya. And she's like, what? Yeah, so we
Let
went
me
to...
let me tell you something though. Being the man on the outside of that like tail end of that scene was interesting because I'm over here like waiting, and I just see Pete go over to you, and then you like I just see a reaction of like, oh fuck, and I just look at her face, and I've never seen a person so confused.
Oh
Now
my
I know
God.
what you said, and now I have context.
Yeah, I was like, sorry.
yeah, there was more to this story. Though.
Oh, yeah.
There's the whole getting there, being at the hospital, and then coming back to the convention part.
Yeah.
Like, because we had the like one of the guys who was like running the lines. He ended up taking us to the the nurse station or whatever you want to call it,
Medical, yeah.
tent, yeah, whatever.
There's we don't know what to do. Here's a bottle of Gatorade.
Yeah, pretty much. They're like, yeah, we don't know what to do. We're going to call you an ambulance.
Gotta get those electrolytes up.
Dale, you were so excited. You're like, I've never been in an ambulance.
And then meanwhile, Pete's like, I'm bleeding. I'm like, this is an exciting adventure for me.
I get taken out in like a wheelchair. I don't think I needed.
That was really extreme.
Yeah, I think it's because they're not. If you're being taken to an ambulance, you're not allowed to be walked on or something. I don't know.
It's probably part of some protocol.
I mean, maybe, but they let me walk off myself, so I don't know. So we get to the hospital, and we were there for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, I guess. And I was just like, Dale, tell my mom that I'm in the hospital, but everything is fine.
Tell my mother I said hello.
But yeah, to the extent of that, there's not really anything interesting that happened. Like, I found out that it was just a skin virus that just started on my skin outside and then moved inside my belly button, causing the belly button to open up and then bleed.
So, moral of the story: just wash your belly button.
Yeah. But the best part is when we got back, because that was the year that the musicians, like the composers, I should say, the composers and the creator of Mega Man were at Madness.
Yeah, Keiji Inafune.
Yeah, but this night was like the night that I was at the hospital was the composer's night, and then Inafune had his own the next day. So I had a Mega Man vinyl that wasn't even available on the market yet, because a friend of ours who has a game store gave me a copy early, and I was like, I'm gonna bring it to get autographed. So when we got back, thankfully the guy who helped us get to the nurse station or the med station, he was in charge of that line as well. So he sees me and he's like, oh, hey, you're back. How did everything go? And I lift up my shirt and I just show him the patch job they did to my stomach so I wouldn't bleed out. And he's like, oh, geez. And I was like, is it possible for me to get on this line and get their autograph? And the line was already closed off, but he said that he would let me go because he knew what happened. So I was the last person online to get their autographs. And he told the translator what happened to me. So the translator told the composers what happened to me. And they just look at me and they're like, what are you even doing here? And I'm just like, I really wanted your autographs. And they're like, okay. So that I give them the vinyl to sign, and they just look at it and they're like, what is this? And I'm just like, it's a vinyl with the best of Mega Man soundtrack. And they're like, where'd you get this? And I'm like, my friend gave me a copy early, and he runs a game store, so it's not released to the public yet. And so that's probably why you don't know about it. And they're like, they're like, oh, so they're like, you mind if we take a photo of it? And I was like, I don't care. So they took a photo of it, and since I was the last person on the line, they look around and they're like, so we're not supposed to really do this, but you want to get some photos with us? And I was like, hell yeah.
Good lord.
So I got photos taken with the composers of Mega Man. It was great. And so it turned out that even the whole thing is I'm okay with things happening to me, be they good or bad, as long as I'm not dying, as long as I get a good story out of it or a good experience in return. And that's definitely what I did. But I will say though, after the whole bleeding incident, once the infection really started to kick in, it hurt like hell, and the medicine they gave me made me want to vomit. Which is why I was saying earlier I was out of commission.
Crab Dad
had nothing to worry about with me.
Do we want to talk about when Bowser Jr. got drunk?
Oh,
wait,
I mean,
which moment? Wait, at Katsu?
I think I know which one she's talking about.
Which one? It's only happened the actual, like, it's the only time in my life I've ever gotten wasted.
Oh yeah, that
Like,
was that was that
fucking
Colossal
wasted.
East.
I still want
Yes.
to go to Colossal.
So-
God damn it!
Dude, you were gonna come with me
I
this year. I
was!
know.
I was so stoked.
I was so excited. I was like, yeah, I got Terrell going with me, and I had a bunch of other friends who were gonna go, and then COVID.
I was so excited, man. MoistCon.
Actually, it would have literally been this past weekend. Like today would have been the day I would have been coming home from the convention.
Anyway, so
no,
Oh, yeah, I
sorry,
just got,
yesterday.
like, flashbacks on Facebook.
anyway, so Ariel's story.
The year I did it. Oh, so, like,
You can start it
I
off.
go to this. I mean, yeah, chime in whenever you want. I go to Colossal Con East with Pete, and all I know is Pete. It's another MagFest situation. I don't know anybody there, except at MagFest, it was a friend group of people that I, like, totally, absolutely clicked with, and now, like, you're all, like, my favorite people. Colossal Con, it's, like, this whole group of, like party goers, and, like, you know.
Yeah, I
just
call
not-
that. I actually just call the convention vacation con because it's more of a vacation with aspects of a convention than it is a real convention.
It's like just a bunch of, like, you know, just the parties that Pete would go, like, take me to, like, they were just not really my scene. Like, I never really did, like, the college party thing, like drinking and the craziness, all that kind of stuff. But so the first night, I guess Thursday night, after I got drunk, like, you know, Pete gave me, like, you know, some a few drinks, I was able to loosen up and have fun. So Saturday or Friday night, I forgot what.
It was Saturday. That's
Yeah, it
that
was, 'cause I was
Saturday is
hungover on Sunday.
Saturday is always big party night.
So Saturday, I'm dressed as Bowser Jr. for the first time. That was when that cosplay premiered. And I'm thinking, well, since drinking helped me the other party, I guess I'll have more fun if I drink. So as soon as I get there, I go, Pete, can you make me something? And Pete goes ahead and makes me something. And
I want to just clarify that something didn't have its original ingredients because it usually involves V8, which, you know, replenishes your electrolytes and doesn't kill you. But because the store didn't sell V8, I had to substitute it with sugar fruit water. So yeah, some Minute Maid punch, and I was just like, this is gonna be like the most sugary fucking drink ever. Because they had it was delicious, but it was dangerous.
So, and I did, like, here's how I drink. Like, I don't know how any alcohol works, so because I trust people like Pete, I just go, hey, can you make me something? And they just give me something, like, under some instructions of, like, I don't do fizzy drinks, I like fruity, I like sweet, blah, blah, blah. So, I get the first drink, I drink it down pretty fast,
Yeah,
and I'm like...
that's the thing, you can't drink those fast. That's why after 2 drinks, I stopped giving you alcohol. No, 3 drinks, I stopped giving you
Oh,
alcohol.
I remember the story now.
Yeah.
So the first drink, I'm like, I feel nothing. And I'm a 1 drink person. And so, like, usually I drink and, like, I feel at least something at the end of a cup, and I don't. And I drank it kind of fast because I wanted the results. Nothing happened, and I know that's not smart.
No,
Don't
yeah,
do
no,
my
bad
example.
idea.
Yeah,
so,
you need to ease in.
So I drank the 1 cup, and I'm like, what the fuck? I don't feel anything. Pete, can I have another? He gets me another one. I drink that also
Yeah,
kind of fast.
that's what was alarming me was how quickly you were drinking.
And I was like, dude, I'm 2 drinks in and I still don't feel anything.
And I told
want
her, I was like, you need to calm down. It's going to hit you. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I said I'll make you another. I think the 3rd cup I made you less. Like, I definitely gave you less than normal. I was like, you got to give it time to hit.
I remember you saying you have to give it a minute, but, like, I was confused because in all my other drinking experiences, it would hit me already.
The thing is Ariel, as an experienced drinker, it's never gonna hit you the same speed. It depends on, like, how much you ate that day, if you didn't eat, or, like, what you were doing, or if you were, like, active. Because if you're active, it's gonna change how you absorb it.
I'm just saying this was going on through my head at that moment.
Yeah.
So
now
just
you know.
demanding more,
Now
more,
you know.
more.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was 3 or 4. I almost want to say it was.
You drank 4 cups, but I only gave you 3 because the 4th cup had no alcohol in it.
Okay, that makes more sense because before you used to say, "Oh, I stopped at like 2," but
Yeah,
I know you definitely.
Well,
gave me
that's
more.
because I thought I gave you 3 cups, but I gave you 4 cups because I know the
Yeah,
last.
I think it was 4 because I remember it was a ridiculous number for me.
I remember the last cup. I didn't give you any more, so I'm pretty sure you drank 3.
So-
And I didn't finish the last one. I think I like handed it over to you or something like that. But so that was the year when like the security was closing down every single party, and like I have video footage of this entire night, so I remember it so well because I was like sending videos, like video updates to a friend of like just me being drunk and silly and shit.
Well, even though they were shutting down parties, they allowed everybody in their room parties to just party in the lobby of the hotel, and you could bring your drinks and just party there. And they didn't care, which is a fine substitute, yes, but you know.
But they showed up at this party and like all the music like went off, and everyone was starting to hide their drinks.
Well, they were gonna move that. They moved it all to the lobby. They were moving. I should say they're moving it to the lobby.
Right,
Yeah,
irrelevant to the story.
completely irrelevant.
Yeah,
all
like
right.
you're trying. Like I don't know who you're trying to defend here. The hotel.
I'm trying to defend the hotel a bit because it's better than what Mag did.
So, they're shutting down the party. So like party's over, and so Pete's like, "Hey, so I think it's over. Do you want to head back to the hotel room?" And I don't even think, like, I was definitely drunk at this point, but I wasn't. Actually, you know what? I was looking at these videos. I was looking at these videos recently. No, I know I was drunk, but like I was looking at these videos recently, and there was one at the party where I said I almost threw up. So I was almost sick at that point. But so the party's over, and I distinctly remember saying like, "Okay, we gotta go. Can you walk?" And I remember standing up and then falling right back down to the couch, being like, "Nope." And so Pete got me onto his back, and I was piggybacked.
I literally
clear across this resort.
Yeah, like because the thing is, this isn't like a square hotel. It's more of a long hallway hotel. With the center being the lobby, and there's a back square area, which is the water park. So it's like it's probably like from where I walked her is probably like almost a mile.
Jesus.
Like I walked with her.
It was a very, very long walk because I remember the party was clear on one side and ours was clear on the other.
Yeah.
So
and we were also on the top floor, and I had to walk down to the basement.
Yep.
So I took the elevator down to the lobby, and then we had to go down one more flight, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm just walking down there. So I, with her sprawled across my back.
And like like telling people we passed, just being like, "Hi, I'm drunk," and people being like, "Hi, I'm Jeff."
And I'm like walking through the lobby with her drunk across my back, and people like a true American hero stands right there.
Yeah. And like, we get like I have video footage of all of this. Just like
I completely forgot you recorded all this.
Oh, it's so good. I need to like rewatch this.
Yeah, no, because the only reason why I know this story is because you guys brought it up one time and she showed me the video.
Yeah, we were playing it at like I think it was last
I knew she was
Magfest.
Snapchatting it. I didn't think she saved it.
No, it wasn't Snapchatting. I was just sending videos to someone on Discord.
Oh, you were sending videos?
So
okay.
if I like go back to the date, I can find everything in the chat history.
Oh my god.
So like yeah, we get to the room and I'm like, I want to do it, and like Pete like leans all the way over so I can like put my pass to the door to open it, and I'm like, I did it, you did it. And then we go to the hotel room, and I go, now drop me on the bed, and then just thunk.
I just threw her on the bed.
And from that point, it was the other girls who, like, we were in the hotel room with just being like, what did you do to her?
I'm like, she did it to herself. What do you mean,
and you're, like, yelling at me, just being like, here's a water. You're not going to sleep until you drink this whole thing. And I'm like, I have a water over there. And you're like, that's empty. No, it's not.
Jesus.
Just being a fucking brat. And, like, everyone, again, video footage of this, just everyone being like, we need to get her out of this costume. Like, trying to get the shell off me, trying to get the shoes off me, and I'm like, don't you fucking touch my wig.
Yeah.
Finally,
it was just,
what?
It was just having to deal with a fucking child.
Yeah, I'm a fucking child.
She was like in channeling her baby, her Bowser Jr.
Yes, I was a fucking brat. I will admit this. Like, there's even a point where I go, like, oh my god, don't you fucking touch my wig. Like, I got, like, defensive.
You want to know when she started calming down? When she started vomiting all night.
So, yeah, like, the videos end where, like, finally, I think I still had the green face paint on me, so I just look like a fucking mess. Like, I just went into the bathroom. No, I think I said, I think I need to throw up, and you said, well, let's get into the bathroom then. And then, like, let me tell you something. The last time I remember throwing up was, like, when I was 12. And this night, I threw up so much.
Like,
and,
it was like half the night she was vomiting.
It was
like-
just me
like,
being like,
I'm pretty sure
where
I'm
is
pretty-
it coming from?
I'm pretty sure
Every
for
time
a
I think
short
I'm done,
period.
more shows up.
It was so much. Like,
It's an endless pit.
I'm pretty sure for a short period I was asleep in the bathroom with her.
Why is it red?
And
It was a red drink.
And when she like calmed down with the vomit, I was just like, all right. I put her in bed, and I had the foresight. I was like, I'm gonna put this garbage pail next to her, and I'm taking all of her stuff, because she had all her stuff next to her on her side of the bed. I took all her stuff and put it next to the door.
Yeah, Pete, you did, like, full credit, you did a very good job taking care of me that night.
It is not the first time I've had to do this.
So if there's...
And then,
Oh, go ahead.
just to finish the story, like, I guess I was hungover the next day. Like, I didn't have a hangover. Like,
You
I
just
was gonna
felt
say,
weak and like whatever.
yeah, I wasn't like, I didn't have a headache. It was just me just feeling defeated and drained.
It was probably
and just, like,
also from the lack of
Snapchatting
sleep.
Rob.
Like you really should have joined me with everyone in the hot tub the next day, because that made me feel like tons better.
I think I just slept through it because I don't even remember you going to the hot tub. But all I remember is just being like maybe Rob told me you should eat something like this or something like that. But like I just remember being like, I want like
Which
I want
Rob?
fries. I want like Rob Matz, because I was Snapchatting him.
Okay. I was like, he wasn't
I
there.
was Snapchatting, like, you know, hey, finally got wasted for the first time. How do you feel? I could be better. But so, like, I had this craving for fast food, and just, like, you were yelling at your friend at the McDonald's or whatever, and I'm just, like, my hood up, curled up in the corner of the booth, just munching on French fries.
I don't remember yelling at somebody. Was I yelling at them?
Just to be like vague, it was like this girl was being mean to the guy, and so you like kind of confronted them. You don't remember this? Like you were like going like full Papa Pete in like Wendy's or McDonald's, whatever.
Oh, that was when we were coming back. Yeah,
Yes.
I remember that. They were okay. Yeah,
Like there was this drama going on, and I'm like completely disconnected.
yeah.
just
there was,
eating my
there-
fries
there
in the
was,
corner
There was con drama going on with.
while you're yelling at
Yeah.
somebody at McDonald's.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna bring up that.
Yeah, we don't have to go into that. I
yeah.
just think it's funny how that was going on, and I'm just like in my own world of just like, what happened to me last night?
So if there's something I've learned about Ariel drinking in cosplay, is that she stays in character. So you should never drink as Skull Kid, otherwise you're gonna drop a fucking moon on us.
Oh my god.
You know, I don't think I've ever.
I mean, it'd be really hard to.
'Cause I only can be in that costume for like 2 hours, and then I
The
have
only
to stop.
time I could ever say I've been like drunk to that degree was literally this past MagFest, and it's only because it was instantly after New Year's.
Yeah,
Like I've
also-
never been regrettable drunk.
What, Thursday?
Yeah. I woke up
I
Friday
only-
trying to figure out how I lived.
I'm pretty sure I've only ever been regrettably drunk once, and it was this past MagFest when Seka drove me to drink heavily, and then also I accidentally drank an entire bottle.
Yeah,
of
that
wine.
was
Yeah, you did.
that last.
Yeah, everyone went like super hard on Thursday, and then like nothing.
a lot of shit happened that required us to drink on Thursday, and then the rest of the weekend parties were getting busted. So
I will say, as we're nearing the end, our host with the most, since you got axed for a bit,
Yeah.
want to round us
Oh,
off
yeah,
with the
you-
story?
I have a few stories, so
go with any.
let's talk about being fun with Peter.
Oh yeah,
Peter being
it's like
drunk.
every party can't be said unless it involves me.
It's true. Peter being drunk.
Oh,
Oh, not
At
sober
DerpyCon.
Pete. It was drunk Pete. That's what that was.
This was a drunk Pete at DerpyCon in New Jersey,
oh, I know exactly where this is going.
threatening to beat up a guy in front of us.
He had it coming. He was an asshole.
He did. He did.
Like he was making fun of me for my love.
He
of
was
Monster
making fun of
Girls.
everybody for anything that night, and I was getting so annoyed at him. That's why I wasn't gonna stop you.
Like
He was.
because tell him where we were.
We were at DerpyCon. It was
The panel.
the panel was
It
it was an 18+
with
Todd
Haberkorn.
Haberkorn. Yes, it was like ask him anything or something like that. Or
What it was is Todd Haberkorn, who whoever doesn't know is a voice
Yeah.
actor for anime. He had a voice actor after hour
yeah,
panel
that's what it was.
but he did it a little differently because he was
Oh,
like,
that's right. I forgot about that.
I'm gonna flip a coin, and if it's heads, you get to ask me any question, but if it's tails, I get to ask you any question.
That would be interesting.
And that made a lot of people not want to
Yes.
like do this, but I was all for it. So when I did it, I was just like, okay. It was tails. So he's like, all right, what's your favorite type of porn? And I'm just like, oh man, that's such a broad topic. I'm just like, well, I can't really say what's my favorite, but I've really been into this most recently, which is Monster Girls. And he gets so excited for some reason. He just like leans forward. He's like, oh, do tell.
Oh, because it's not a fucking basic
And I'm
bitch
like-
answer like lesbian or MILFs.
he was all in on that.
Oh yeah, no,
And-
he was totally down for that.
And so I explained to him what it was and how it was pretty much started by the Monster Musume anime. Like it was really popularized by it.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's pretty cool. Like after that whole exchange was finished, the annoying guy in front of
Ugh.
us, Freddie, you want to say what happened? Because I was
'Cause it's
drunk.
also his
yeah,
story.
Peter. Yeah, Peter was. So he was out there. Peter, he was drunk, and the guy's just like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You're disgusting. What's wrong with you?" And Pete's like, "Okay, bro, shut up."
He's saying what's wrong with you because of Monster
Yeah.
Girls?
Yeah.
because of what I like.
Because
I'm
we like,
yo,
and he
bro.
kept saying that like over and over, and Pete eventually like, "Dude, shut the fuck up! I'm gonna punch you in the fucking face!" And he's like backed up the kid in his seat, and he's just like, "I'm sorry, I was joking. I'm sorry, I'm sorry."
And I'm just like, I don't give a fuck if you were joking. I don't know you. I was like, if you say anything more, I'm gonna break your fucking face.
And I was gonna let him because he was like commenting on everybody the whole time. He's like there by himself, and he's just like making those stupid comments, thinking everyone's gonna laugh, and no one could hear him except us.
It was
That's the
annoying
worst.
as hell. I was one of those people.
Like I said, every community has their assholes. Sadly.
Yeah.
I do want to finish that little story off by saying the next day the next day we went to Todd Haberkorn's autograph line, and while we're online and he's signing, he looks over and sees me, and he just puts arms out and goes, "Pee!" And I'm like, oh fuck, he knows me by name now. What did we talk about last night, Freddie?
I'm like Monster Girls.
I'm like, shit. And so we go up to the line, like to his table, and he's just like, yo, bro, I'm gonna check out that Monster Girl stuff while I'm on the plane going home tonight. And I'm just like, volume all the way up, no headphones. He's like, no.
This guy sounds like a blast.
Todd Haberkorn's great.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Pete! Oh shit, he knows my name.
Like, I'm just like, oh fuck, I must have done something that he remembers me. Because when someone famous remembers you by name, something happens.
Yeah.
Whether
Oh man.
Oh Jesus, that's great.
I'm
Well,
glad we made
Oh,
that
go ahead.
one Voice Actors After Dark panel. That was great.
oh my god, are we already past our
it's
time?
We're pretty much at our time.
Yeah, it's 1:20.
Oh man, we never even got to the married women.
Wait,
We'll just have to leave that as a cliffhanger for the next
You
time.
could always do
Who
Yeah,
knows
we
when
could do
that'll
volume
be?
2.
we'll have another one of these eventually.
One day, yeah.
Maybe at a convention.
We definitely don't have any shortage of stories.
No, we do not. I still have a few on my list that I didn't even get to tell.
I mean, you probably could have told them if your internet was
Yeah,
working.
if my internet decided not to just kill itself. I'm actually on my
Yeah.
phone right now using my 4G. So,
Damn.
Oh. Well, anyway.
all right. Well then, thank you for tuning in to the Internet Nobodies podcast. And if you don't know yet, we're on iTunes and Podcast Addict, so you can subscribe there.
And we have a
And I
website.
have-
We are?
Yeah, we have a website that I'm still working on. It's internetnobodies.com. And
Damn.
Hell yeah.
so, thank you for listening. And I've been Freddie.
I've been Dale.
I'm Pete.
I'm
I'm still
Mario.
Dale.
I'm still here. Terrell.
And thank you for watching.
Goodbye.
Will the group ever be able to go to another convention because of COVID? Will the story of the Merry Women ever be told? Does Todd Habercorn remember Pete still? Find out next time on the podcast.